Thank you very much, Mrs. Preeja Sreedhar, for accepting my invite for this interview on how businesses can bounce back after lockdown. And it is most relevant topic in current times, as each business owners and entrepreneur is looking forward to restore, stabilize, and grow their business. Before we get on to this topic, it's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Preeja Sreedhar. Her success and several commendable achievements lie very strongly in her motto, build an attitude to succeed. Her journey began with master's degree in journalism and mass communication and a master's degree in psychology and post-graduation in human resource management. Starting out a journalist and copywriter, Preeja moved on to academia and became keen researcher. Her research papers and articles in human resource management and organizational behavior and communication have been presented in several IIMs such as Kanpur, Lucknow, and Indore. With over 22 years of work experience in academia, she is visiting faculty in several engineering colleges and management institutions. And her phenomenally successful training programs and seminars in soft skills are proof of her proficiency in these areas. A corporate trainer with companies such as Siemens, iGate, and ITC, Preeja is also a prolific writer and content developer. Her work can be accessed through LinkedIn and YouTube. She is an advisor and expert to my company, GenSource India Private Limited, as well. So I am Ram Ramakrishnan, business direction designer and a coach, enabling business owners to be profitable and saleable. We do this through my organization, GenSource India Private Limited. We bring in 350 plus man years of collective corporate experience providing services in the areas of process excellence, people development, technology implementation, innovation, knowledge management, business finance, admin and facilities. For more details, write to us on info@gensource.im. Now we get on to the interview with Ms. Preeja Sreedhar, how business can bounce back after lockdown. This is the question which is in everyone's mind. Is there any sure-shot formula for business to bounce back post-lockdown?
Well, sir, thank you so much for that wonderful interview about me. Anyway, as you rightly mentioned, this is the most happening question at this moment. How do you think the companies can bounce back after COVID-19? So I was thinking of this three-sided formula: customer centricity approach, speed and agility, and quality measures, which is of course bedrock, for all the organizations. This is nothing new. However, there's a re-emphasize on all the three aspects. Why? Because if you have noticed, all the great companies, be it Facebook, Microsoft, Tata, Google, Samsung, Ford, Toyota, any organization for that matter, they have built a solid emotional connect with the customers. These leading organizations have always maintained an emotional connect or an emotional relationship with the customers. So customer centricity is the most indispensable tool once again during the post-COVID-19, regardless of what's happening around. This is the mantra that the organization has to follow, if they have to build a sustainability model in the long run. So that's my opinion. So sure short success would be customer centricity approach, followed by speed and agility. So when I use the word speed and agility, speed versus need. Okay, speed versus need, meaning the speed in terms of connecting to the customer, reaching out to the customer, and agility in terms of connecting with the system processes, policies, procedures, so on and so forth. However, you need to also understand the need of your customers. You have to customize, commoditize your products and services to your customers. And similarly, there's no compromise on quality, irrespective of whatever you're doing, whatever kind of organization it is, whichever kind of sector it is. There is no question of taking quality to the back doors or the back seat. So we always believe in the three-sided formula of customer centricity approach, speed and agility, and the quality perspective.
Is there any order in which they need to do, or they have to do all the things together, is what you're saying?
It is up to the organization to consider, but customer is the king all the time. And this word cannot, or this statement rather, cannot be, forgotten at any cost. So we always believe in the perspective of dealing with the customer. Yes, there is another dimension towards it, taking care of your employees also. Taking care of your employees also, because
Yes.
there are companies who strongly believe that employees first, customers next.
Right.
So so it depends on the company's priority. Are you keen on building your talent, as you rightly said, or as you rightly believe, as an entrepreneur, as a a leading organization? Do you strongly believe that it's your employees first and the customers next, or you believe in the concept of customer centricity approach? The decision is yours, but however, this formula remains indispensable.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure with the change in environment, everyone is going to look at new way of thinking. Your speed and agility, I agree to
Yes.
that. Basically, whatever customer has, what a requirement, how you show speed and agility, it is going to matter, and the quality. Again,
Absolutely.
these are,
Absolutely.
I think, very important thing. So, and you also touched upon employees. I wanted to ask, there are certain thoughts. Currently, people say it is good time to get talent because of the recession. There are many people
Yeah.
will be laid out and various things happening.
Correct.
Is retaining or releasing talent is good? What is it you advise as a HR professional? What is that
Okay.
they need to do?
Very important question. As you rightly said, there would be a turmoil in the economic scenario. There would be recessions, there would be layoffs, there would be downsizing, there would be right sizing. So this is going to be the order of the day. You cannot afford to miss out on this perspective. Let us accept it. So first of all, people should not get into the panic mode and say that, okay, my company is going to enter into recession. It is bound to happen. We have seen whenever there's a downturn in the economic perspective, there are these kind of affairs that are bound to happen. However, if you ask me, is there any quick thought process on retain your talent?
Mm.
I would just use this 5B model from talent management. It's very interesting, sir. If you've noticed the 5B's talent management. So first B is buy. Buy, how are you planning to buy your talent? Meaning, what kind of recruitment and selection processes are you going to adopt? Because this is the challenging times, turbulent times. So what is, what are the ways of buying? So the first B is buy, B-U-Y. How do you intend to buy your talent? Second would be build, B-U-I-L-D, build. So how will you develop your people, learning and development perspective? How are you planning to create that learning culture in your organization so that you can retain your people? Third would be borrow. How do you create a culture of sharing knowledge? Because everybody comes with different competencies. I might be good in one area and you might be good in another area. So together, how do we contribute this culture of sharing knowledge? Borrow. Fourth is bind, B-I-N-D, bind the culture, talent. I mean, how do you bind the talent? How do you create that repository? How do you create that pool of talent so that, if somebody leaves, still the processes are at place. Experts leave, but still there is a, repository to get back with the tacit and explicit knowledge. The fourth would be bounce. Sorry, the fifth one, bounce. So bounce is how do you let go of people who do not fit into the culture of your organization? You cannot afford to hold them. So you have to bounce back without them. So the 5B's model would be very, very strong at this moment for retaining talent. So I repeat, buy, build, borrow, bind, and bounce.
Very good formula. I think this is very much required. Talent is also, apart from business, talent is also one of the important things, as you mentioned initially also. Yeah.
Absolutely. So 5B's model can be applied to ensure that your talent is captured and retained.
Yeah, as part of our the consulting also, we are also telling them first they need to get into the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Need to look at. I see there are a moment you look at in keeping in current situation, they need to look at a lot of opportunities. There are opportunities are plenty. We did one or two organizations. We could in one session we could find about 10 to 15 different opportunities are there. They need to start working on it, which is a very important thing on that. So with respect to companies and with respect to individual employees, I was telling employees also will be in a kind of a turmoil and they will have a lot of worries. for them, what do you suggest? What is that they need to do, employees?
Yeah. So even I'm just empathizing with myself as an individual, So I would believe in a simple formula which is called as mantra, tantra, and yantra. So mantra would be my resolutions, my goals, my KRAs, my short-term goals, my long-term goals. So my mantra is at this moment to create that, okay, what is that auto talk I have to have for myself? What is that intrapersonal talk I need to cultivate? What kind of, because see, at this moment, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of negativity around, people are talking about people losing out on jobs, how do we survive sustainability models in businesses and all that. So my mantra for, as an individual would be about harnessing and leveraging my strength. Okay. Looking into what are my key result areas, trying to create that, toolkit for myself. That would be my mantra. Tantra would be how do I plan to execute tantras, strategies? How do I execute all those perspectives which I carry as an individual? Similarly, yantra will be the tools and techniques that will be in my toolbox. So the arsenal that I would carry in my toolkit would be my yantra. So for any individual, this mantra, tantra, and yantra becomes very much inevitable. If you believe in personal growth, if you believe in evolving, transforming, progressing, then certainly this formula would help, I suppose.
Thank you for that view. I think for employees also, individual also got a formula. What is that they need to yantra,
Absolutely.
tantra, mantra, yantra, tantra.
Exactly, sir.
So, and I also see, how do you see the new normal or reimagined growth? Is it going to, what is your perspective on it? Is it going to take few months, or how is it going to be? People will reimagine in the new normal. How do you see the new normal panning out? How do you see things?
So I feel that the business landscapes are going to have a complete paradigm shift, complete changes. So I mean, this has become, this is nothing new. The world has seen these kind of changes happening. But however, unfortunately, today we talk about the diseases and ailments, which is slightly threatening. However, I believe again in some kind of mantra or some kind of formula. This would be versatility. There will be versatility in the market. There would be versatility for ideas. There will be versatilities for products and services. I mean, there will be some kind of novelty happening. Post-COVID has also, will bring out a lot of ideas and a lot of newness in the market. So versatility. Second will be vibrancy. There will be vibrancy in terms of energy and enthusiasm among the workforce. People will start to worry about what are the new skill sets they have to create for themselves if they have to survive, in such testing times. So there would be vibrancy. It is a positive terminology. Okay, that newness will push them to create new energy and enthusiasm, and that would lead to volatility. So when I use the word volatility, sudden changes can happen, and people are ready for the sudden changes because they have went through this, this business landscape of COVID-19, and they know that things are going to be very different, and that mental stability is there with them. So the 3 V's are going to be a prominent word in the business landscape from now onwards: versatility, vibrancy, and volatility. So
that's great. And we also have, as organization GenSource also, we are trying to see, think that how we give a business direction. We want to make as a business direction designers. We wanted to become and help them to be profitable and sellable. What we are saying is, so one is organization is profitable, and also people should be looking for you to buy. Basically, it's not that you want to sell your organization. Always the marketability, we say individually. That's where we are looking at. Always you should be a sellable organization. Somebody should be eyeing on you to buy. That is where you can grow the organization. That is the kind of a thing we are trying to work on and help the entrepreneurs and business owners in doing that. And thank you very much for joining this short interview and sharing your thoughts. I'm sure this will help all others. And I will be loading this in Facebook as well as in YouTube. And I'm sure people will look at and get some insight onto that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a great day.